Hey beautiful people, welcome back to the channel. I'm Josie with Awakened Soul, and we're here for a reading about the person on your mind and the connection you share with each other. Today's pop-up is going to be a focus on what is coming next in this connection. So what we're going to do here today is get started with the oracle cards as always. After that, we're going to dive deeper using some tarot. We'll also be getting out some channeled messages from them to you. Later on in the reading, I'll pull some tiles, charms, and astrology dice for bonus info, confirmation, etc. And then, as always, today we will be ending our reading with a message just for you. I will also be doing an extended for our reading here today on your person's current thoughts, feelings, and energies towards you. So if you find that this really resonates with you and you want to know more, you're welcome to join for that extended. You can find it right over on my Patreon or linked directly down below in the description box or the pinned comment. So hope to see you over there. But of course, we are here to get to the good stuff today, and I'm glad you are with me. I hope you are having a fabulous day or night whenever you are watching this, wherever you are in the world. So, let's get to it, you guys. I'm finally feeling a little bit better. I was sick for a little while, so bear with me if I'm a little bit winded or if I need to take a couple extra drinks of water here and there, but I'm excited to be back. I'm excited we're here. Let's get right into it. So, representing what's coming next between the two of you, we have the Black Egg starting us out strong. This is the throat chakra card. We also have the Crocodile, the Owl, Moonbeams with Focus, Drawing Down the Moon, Knowledge, and Aletheia, which is essentially truth boiled down to its core. Very interesting that we have Aletheia and the Black Egg sort of sandwiching in the reading. They're like our bookends here today because they're carrying pretty much the same message, that there's going to be truth expressed and truth understood by both of you during this next chapter with what's coming next. What I'm seeing here directly is a conversation. So the next time you interact with this person, what's the big core change that is coming in for the two of you seems to be a significant conversation where you're really unpacking the truth. You're really paying attention to each other's body language and cues, because we have two cards here also indicating observation. So I don't think that this is going to be like a one-sided conversation. I think it's actually going to be a wholehearted back and forth discussion that the two of you are having. Both of you are sort of watching, observing one another, listening, and then speaking your truth, watching and waiting while they speak theirs. It's a really balanced back and forth you have. In fact, the interesting thing here is that I'm seeing an even split of synchronized messages. We have truth, we have observation, and we have basically paying attention to the details and retaining the information you receive. So we have an even split of the same message coming through, which tells me it's going to be very mirrored for both you and your person. You're both getting a very similar resonance from this interaction and from this conversation. Definitely not one-sided. You might be expressing different things. You might be asking different questions, but the core remains the same. You're getting down to the truth. You're learning about one another's experience. You're observing without, butting in and interjecting or inserting yourself. This seems to be like an honest heart-to-heart conversation the two of you are having with one another. I'm excited to get into the tarot, so we're going to do that next. They just said pay attention to the colors and the symbols you see in today's reading. I'm noticing purple very strongly. We have purple coming through with our very first card as well as our last card here. There's a purple teardrop shape, and then of course right next to it, little bits of purple here as well. And a side message, because it also comes through with the owl card here. I think that not only are you going to be verbalizing concerns and having a verbal back and forth conversation with one another, there's a lot of intuitive understanding and communication coming through during this talk as well. Again, you're paying close attention. You're observing each other's cues and body language, movements. the way that they say things, how they phrase certain things to you. So there's also a lot of deeper levels of communication going on just besides the words you're saying back and forth to one another. You're really focused on each other, like on a deep level, and there's a lot of intuitive communication going on as well. And things that might not have made sense to you or your person before, if there were any misfires, misreads, or misunderstandings, I think like at your core, you're gonna finally understand during this discussion. You're just gonna get where the other person was coming from or what their needs are. So I'm loving it so far. Let's get into the tarot. If the reading has resonated so far, let me know. Drop your thoughts below in the comments. Don't forget to hit the like button. Oh, the back of the deck actually is the third eye chakra, by the way. I was just getting ready to stack my decks back up and I had to butt in. It's actually the third eye chakra. So yeah, there's a lot of intuitive communication going on between the two of you. So anywho, I need to take a drink of my tea real quick, you guys, and then we're going to get into the tarot. All right, and the song bracelets of the day, which, by the way, if you're new to the channel, I have like a huge stack of them, different song bracelets that I've made, and I always pull a couple out at random, shuffle them up, kind of like I do with the tiles and charms, and pull a couple out. So we have Blinded by Third Eye Blind, T-shirt by Thomas Rhett, and Sun to Me, which is a cover by MGK. I forget who the original artist is. And if anybody wants to drop that below too, you're more than welcome to. I love giving credit where credit is due. So anywho, let's get into the tarot. And we'll talk more about these messages later on to the reading, because I have a feeling we're going to have some notes of that come out with the tarot as well. So you might not have spoken to this person for a while. If that doesn't resonate, let it fly. But if you listen to these songs and they resonate, I'm getting a specific message that maybe for some of you out there, you haven't seen this person in a while. They could be your ex or like an ex situationship or something like that. And the two of you might get together, talk, kind of get closure, hash things out, and bubble up that reconnection again. So, okay. Let's get a few more out. Talk to me about what's coming next in this connection, please. I think the next time the two of you get together, like during this conversation you'll be having, there's going to be a lot of emotion expressed. There's a lot of emotion coming through in this talk. And I don't want to say that that's the only thing that's coming through, like it's just going to be very emotional. I think that's actually going to be very productive as well. But I think the interesting thing here is that a lot of that productive energy is coming from finally being able to let out your emotions towards one another, because a lot of them have been buried away or unexpressed. So it's going to feel like during this conversation you're having, you're going to feel like you finally got a lot off your chest. Like both of you are going to feel like you have a huge weight off your chest. You've finally gotten it out there. And in return for that, the emotions are flowing a lot more harmoniously. Like it's really coming through. Your feelings feel lighter. There's vulnerability. And I think the two of you are just really going to be having this intimate moment with one another where you feel seen and understood. And you see and understand the other person as well. It's honestly very, very balanced and peaceful feeling. Okay. We have the King of Cups, the Page of Cups, the Ace of Pentacles, the Two of Wands, the Emperor and the Empress, by the way, divine counterparts. We also have Strength and the Seven of Cups, okay? So maybe for some of you, this person is your divine counterpart. One of you could be divine masculine, the other could be divine feminine. Or this could also be indicating that there's a good balance of energies going on during this talk you're having. Both of you feel really balanced. You feel really in tune with yourselves. Everybody has both divine feminine and divine masculine energies within us. So this could also be indicating that there's just a good harmony, a good balance going on within both of you. Nothing feels off kilter, I just heard. Oh my goodness. With my nose, you guys. Okay, I'm like 90% there, but my nose is still so still so stuffy. That is like a tongue twister, let alone when you have a stuffy nose. Anyway, okay. There's apologies being exchanged between the two of you, I feel, with the Page of Cups. There's emotional expression. There's also vulnerability. There's also an apology. I just had the image of somebody like almost like tilting their head down to cry, and the other person like kind of patting their back, rubbing their back, and like giving them the space to let out their feelings. So it could be that some tears are going to be exchanged during this as well. I think that there's been a lot of heaviness on your heart and on their heart that you've been keeping to yourselves and not letting out. So really, I just heard the word raw and unfiltered. This is going to be a raw, unfiltered type of conversation where you're really just letting it out with one another. And this is actually setting the foundation to be able to build on something stronger if you both choose to, from what I can see. With the Two of Wands here, we have like baby steps in a new direction. We have exploring a new realm with each other. And then of course with the Ace, oh my goodness, you guys, hold on. With the Ace of Pentacles, this is an opportunity. So this whole thing is kind of laying itself out like a story to me. We have the King of Cups, which is this emotional release. It's this emotional outlet with one another during this conversation. Apologies are made. Offerings to start fresh are made. The opportunity presents itself to like really kind of clear the slate, start fresh, and take baby steps in a new direction. One that you both decide together, something that you team up with and are making conscious efforts and actions to get to. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry. With a new foundation of vulnerability, strength, emotional understanding of each other, and it's truly leading to endless possibilities. There's not one particular direction you're going to go with this person. It's something you're creating and forming together. A very fluid energy, because you finally released this heaviness. They just showed me like a brick structure of sorts, like a brick foundation, something that's really solid, very firm, not going anywhere. Because you've broken down that stubborn energy, things are much more fluid now. You can decide where you're going to go. There's not so much heaviness between the two of you. It feels really light, airy, free, and fluid. There are so many different possibilities and options, and you get to choose to create that together. So really, I'm loving it. This conversation you'll be having with your person is going to set the tone going forward for whatever it is you want to make with each other in the future. So I'm loving that, really. Let's get out some channeled messages from your person to you now. My intention is that these messages are going to be during this conversation. So not current messages from them, but rather during this conversation, during this interaction you're going to be having, things that they're going to say to you, things that they will want to say to you, so on and so forth. So let's see what they're going to have to say. Yep, and I think that message is going to be for those of you out there who resonate as this being like an ex or ex situationship, or maybe like a current partner that you feel almost like emotionally estranged from, emotionally distanced from. Yeah, for some of you, you might be with this person, but you feel like you've become so distanced from them, it's almost like you don't even know who they are anymore, or the two of you just don't have any type of intimate connection at this time. So it's almost like you feel like you haven't, like you're almost not with them. Okay, actually, hold on. I set this down. The back of the deck is I love you, and I think that really needs to come out. So, let's see what they, they're going to have to say. Yep, and I think that really needs to come out. So, let's see what they're going to have to say. Yep, and I think that really needs to come out. So, let's see what they're going to have to say. Yep, and I think that really needs to come out. So, let's see what they're going to have to say. Yep, and I think that really needs to come out. So, let's see what they're going to have to say. Yep, and I think that really needs to come out. So, let's see what they're going to have to say. Yep, and I think that really needs to come out. So, let's see what they're going to have to say. Yep, and I think that really needs to come out. So, let's see what they're going to have to say. Yep, and I think that really needs to come out. So, let's see what they're going to have to say. Yep, and I think that really needs to come out. So, let's see what they're going to have to say. Yep, and I think that really needs to come out. So, let's see what they're going to have to say. Yep, and I think that really needs to come out. So, let's see what they're going to have to say. Yep, and I think that really ne Okay, let's move some things around, and then we're gonna get out a couple of messages from my deck, and then I'll read everything to you once I have it all laid out. That's funny because I just started to get the shuffle going and we have I love you coming out like right away. So yeah, this person's definitely gonna tell you that they love you. I don't think they're gonna hide that. That's not something they will keep to themselves. They'll let you know they love you. All right. Oop. I just saw get out of my head, and I feel like that's your person's confessions. It's their truths that are like, it's almost like on the inside, their body is going to be screaming at them to just get it out, to just say it and stop keeping it inside. Okay, let's get maybe one more. We'll see if we can get one more card out. What else will this person want to say? Okay, we have believe in miracles. Okay. All right, so you don't know how hard it was to let you go. I feel you even though we are apart. I knew exactly what I was doing. I lost myself for a little while. I love you. I love you. Let me love you. I'm going to text you soon. I really want to see you and believe in miracles. Okay, so I'm seeing a bit of a split, so take it as it resonates with your situation. Since this is a collective reading, I'll get both paths out there. The first being maybe this is an ex or somebody you've been estranged with or you're no contact with. That's reaching out of the blue to get some kind of closure and reconnect with you because they miss you. They do really want to see you. Maybe they realized the error in their ways, or they feel like they've learned a lot since the two of you spoke and they want to hash things out, maybe make some confessions to you. They also want to know what your truth is. This is somebody that is really missing you and wanting to come back into your life, okay? And it might seem difficult to work through, but they believe that miracles are possible. And if the two of you really like lay all your cards out on the table, it's possible for you to have a fresh start with each other. And you'll be talking about that during this conversation. The other path I'm seeing is that this is a current person in your life, somebody that you love very much, they love you very much, but maybe you've been emotionally blocked from or distanced. The intimacy is just not there anymore. You feel like it's hard to reach each other's hearts. Maybe you've built some resentments or walls up with one another, and very similar energy to the path we just mentioned. They want to get back to square one. They want to start over with you because they recognize that the love they feel for you is stronger than any resentments that are getting in between the two of you, and they want to bridge that gap again. So that's what I'm getting here. Let's do tiles, charms, and astro dice next. And bear with me for a moment. Where am I going to put my tea glass? There we go. Okay. And there we go. Okay. Also, I put this in my pocket because I was going to add it to the charm jar, but I just remembered it as I was getting everything out. So we're going to set it to the side here. It's like an iridescent clam. Okay. Now what we're going to do is start with the astro dice. This gets a little bit loud, so if that bothers you, turn the volume down. I'm going to roll it 3 times. You might see specific zodiac placements you or your person have. Okay. So we have Cancer, Jupiter, and Mercury. Cancer, Jupiter, and Mercury. We have Aquarius, Sun, and Mars. We have Leo, Hold on, I think that's Uranus. Let me get my, no, it's Pluto. Scratch that. Leo, Pluto, and Moon. Okay, let's get out some more charms next, and then we'll talk about the clam as well. Okay, oh, let's do charms too, because we had a letter come out. I mean tiles, excuse me. Scratch that. Okay, perfect. Okay, that's kind of weird that they all laid out like on their side like that. Okay, so we have V, P, U, S, E, N, E, S, C, just heard seismic. Okay, we have W, oh, there's an extra one. Okay, D and I. I don't know if somebody maybe works with earthquakes, or earthquakes could be important, seismic activity. Okay, and we also have a Y coming out here. Let me pop those back in there. All right, so with the clam, with the pearl inside, just to hold it up for you, it's kind of like the energy of the prize lies within, right? So the true beauty, the true prize, the true treasure is hidden within. And maybe you and your person had been like a closed up clam for a while, and what's coming out during this conversation is the revelation of like all that you've learned, all of the positive energy you've taken away from this experience, and the conversation itself is going to feel like a new and second chance for the two of you. We also, they just drew my eye over here to this, which is actually a part of a necklace I had. It was from a company called Vibes Up, which, by the way, I highly recommend. Check them out. This is not sponsored. I would love it if one day they would sponsor me, because I love that company and I've spent way too much money on their stuff. But it's they create like grounding products. So anyway, aside from that, this was from like their soulmate necklace, if I'm remembering correctly. I took it off the necklace and just put it in my charm bowl. So this person could be a soulmate of yours, or maybe quartz crystals are important to you at this time. You might be feeling drawn to them. We have a whale. Okay, so that's that emotion coming through. This is going to be a very emotional conversation. We have two crosses. Maybe both of you are Christian, both of you could be religious, or there could also be differing religious or spiritual beliefs. You might also pray with one another, I just heard during this. We have a lock. Okay, so yeah, there's been a lot of stuff you've locked down. You and your person have kept a lot of your feelings like hidden away, locked up. And I think the interesting thing here is that we also have a key. So you're unlocking this. And this key has a heart on it. So by unlocking your heart, by using love to break down these walls and to really get down to the truth, that's what's actually unlocking everything. You have to bring emotion into this conversation for there to be real change. And I think that that's naturally what's coming in for the two of you. So, all right, let's get a couple of personal messages for you now. And remember, I am doing an extended for today's reading. So the extended is going, I just heard Nelson. Okay, anyway, the extended is going to be on your person's current energies towards you. So their current thoughts about you, their current energies towards you. If you want to join us, you'll find a link below in the description box or the pinned comment, or right over on my Patreon. We'd love to have you over there. These are just for you to help you do a good reset, to bring the focus back toward yourself again. So if you need to grab a glass of water, tea, take a couple deep breaths, you're invited to pause the reading. Go ahead and go do that. Your first message is, seeking approval of others hinders my joyousness. If the way you feel depends on anything outside of you, you're in trouble. But if you depend only upon your connection with your own inner being, then everything in your experience falls into alignment. And then your affirmation of the day is, today I move forward. Today I see each obstacle as an opportunity to learn and grow. And You can affirm this with me if you would like to. You can comment it down below or write it down. I got distracted, you guys, because I just very, very loudly started hearing the song Soul to Squeeze by the Red Hot Chili Peppers. So that might resonate with you, not necessarily about this connection, but that might resonate with you right now if you'd like to go give that song a listen when we're done here. Anywho, I'm going to hop into the extended, you guys. Thank you so much again for being a part of this reading and for joining us, and I hope to see you over there. If you're leaving me here, I can't wait to see you for the next one. Bye for now.